Hey YouTubers, Zindrey here. I'm back again with another table from Pinball FX3. This is another original design by Zen Studios. This is CastleStorm. Now this one's interesting too for the one big reason is that CastleStorm is an IP that is also owned by Zen Studios. So they have another game that I actually like quite a bit as well. And it's also available on the Nintendo Switch. And it's got a medieval theme, and there's there's a little bit of a tower defense kind of thing, as well as some interesting mechanics to aim a kind of a ballista or whatever to tear down the opponent's castle. So it's pretty neat, but they have taken all of those effects and that IP and they've made a pinball table out of it. And this one's up there with Adventureland and Son of Zeus for me as far as their best original table. I really like this one. The very first thing you notice is the ball launcher is a donkey. I mean, if that doesn't set the mood for this table, I don't know what does, but it's hilarious. And there's all sorts of interesting little events that pop up as we play, and it's frantic, and some of the shots are hard, but I just have so much fun with this table every time. So we're gonna get going here, and I'll talk about it a little bit as we play. But several big ramp shots, and you're kind of there's an interesting little up in the top right hand corner. There's a little mini play field up there where you need to hit targets. It's kind of like the underworld in Son of Zeus. And I find it really hard, and I've actually started one of the events I was hoping to happen. So I've got these little invaders. So obviously you can't do this on a real table. The closest thing you could do would be something like Medieval Madness with the pop-up targets with the little goblin heads or ogre heads or whatever they were. But yeah, you can sit here and try to repel all the invaders with your pinball. Now, I talked a lot about in my last video about building a theme for a pinball game. You know, artwork, voiceover, music, you know, layout, everything. All that is part of the story that it's telling. Well, and this is the best example I think of taking something from the source material, which is like their own game, being a castle defense, tower defense type game, and then incorporating a digital, I hate using the word gimmick, but a digital trick or a digital event in game that is directly related to the theme of the IP and the other game that it drew the source, source material from. I mean, that to me is just really neat. That is smart. That is very smart. It doesn't hurt that the table is also just a lot of fun to play. There's a lot going on all the time. And there are a couple shots that I find aggravating, but you know, I just sit here and this is one of those tables I can mindlessly shoot the ball without a lot of strategy and still have a lot of fun. And there's the play field. So I hardly ever get this. I don't remember how many you have to hit to get like the bonus, but you can make some pretty good points up there. But that little mini game by itself to me is fun. And I'll sit there. It's funny, I never get it when I'm trying to hit it, because I would sit there and shoot it all the time and keep playing, because I want to get a better score on that than I usually do. But yeah, this is, you know, I realize I'm a fanboy, and I have spent 3 or 4 videos now gushing about Zen Studios and their work on these tables, but to me, to be honest, Pinball FX3 is one of the best values on the Nintendo Switch. It really is. There's so much. I mean, you obviously have to love pinball, but there is just so much value.
Fine marksmanship, sire.
And I've been
On fire.
And I mentioned a little bit on a previous video that I had not bought Star Wars Pinball, and you know, I've thought a lot about that. recently, and I guess part of it is I was holding out in the hope that they would add the DLC directly to this game. I really did prefer that delivery method.
For the kingdom.
But I get it. I understand why they don't have DLC since they decided to go forward with the full standalone product. But I'm starting to change my mind that I'm missing out on some really good work that they've probably done on those tables. Again, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan in the world, but even if only one or two of those tables turns out to be as good as some of the ones that I'm playing now here on the channel, it's probably worth it. So I think I'm going to have to give it another shot, and I have spent a little bit more time watching videos of the DLC on other platforms to get a better feel for how some of those tables work. And I'll tell you right now, there's a couple tables that I don't like the quote gimmick. But there's some that even with the Star Wars theming on top, the tables themselves are pretty sound. And I haven't yet committed to buying it, but I think I'm going to add it back to my wish list. And I think at some point I'm probably going to pick it up, and we'll probably do those as well. Now that might be one really difficult series to make because of the licensing, but maybe one of the things that Zen does that's so handy for us who are trying to share these tables with everyone is there is a setting in the options that will turn off any licensed music that the table has, which is really important in some of those. And I don't know, since I don't own it yet, if they have implemented that in the Star Wars one. But if they don't, then it's going to be pretty much impossible to stream unless you manually remove it. I mean, the music, obviously, but I'm not even sure if the sound effects would get you in trouble for a copyright strike or something like that. So we'll have to investigate that a little bit, but that may come up down the road on the channel. All right, Donkey, get ready. We got some work to do, bud.
For the kingdom.
Oh, the Donkey. The Donkey is so fun. My wife is not even a big pinball fan, and the first time I played this table, I remember putting my Nintendo Switch in her face and said, "Look at this Donkey, he kicks the ball." And she was like, "That's great, dear."
Look, up in the skies.
That is a true story. But yeah, this one's just fun to play. I mean, it really is.
Keep it in chains.
There's a little blacksmith in there. You got the dragon up there. I just completely missed that because I was looking at the dragon while I was talking about it. I love the CastleStorm art style anyway. It's got the, it's just, I don't know, it's got the big shoulder look. It's not quite as crazy as Warcraft or Warhammer or any of those that have that style kind of started with, but they've got, it's almost of a cartoon version of that I dig. I think it's pretty good. And I have to admit, playing this table today, I am probably going to fire up CastleStorm again today as well. I haven't played that game in a while, and that seems like that would also be fun.
Did you forget about me?
Might have to play that game a little bit and get good at it again before I show it on the channel, though. Alright, so finally got another event. To be honest, I don't remember the last time I've done this. Oh, okay, so I waited too long. Yeah, I couldn't remember the last time I've had that happen. Alright, just hit my microphone. Always good when you're recording. Alright. Storm, hurry up.
Perfect shooting. Keep on shooting.
Hit all the flashing lanes. Easier said than done.
Storm, hurry up! Ended.
So this one's got a progression thing too. You notice at bottom there is a handful of missions: Domination, Triumph, Skyfall. That's a little bit of what I was talking about in my last video about I like games where there's kind of an end game even to a pinball machine. You know, you do all the missions, then do a final event. I used to know how to start a few things on this table, but I haven't played it in a long time, so... Oh, look, now that is a save. That is a flipper save. And it looks like we are going to get a chance to propel the invaders again once this is over. And if you hit that in the middle, that's what happens. Yeah, going across the bumpers is really cool whenever the little barbarians are running through. There we go. That gives us some breathing room. Come on. If you hit in the center, it needs to have a little bit of momentum going to the right or left so it goes to the other side. If you hit it dead on, come on. There we go. Well, I went down the out lane, but I got the ones on the right, so wasn't perfect. 580,000 bonus, 29 million. Game over. I still feel pretty good about that one. Alright, so that was 29 million. My best is 38 million. 5,108 on the leaderboard rank. It's not too bad. I'll play another one. We'll see. If it's horrible, I'll cut it out of the video.
On your signal, sire.
My ego is not so big that I won't show you guys a game where I fail pretty badly. I mean, heck, I'm pretty horrible at all video games, to be honest. But I also would rather show you a game that goes well, because that usually means you see more interesting things that might make you want to buy the table yourself or play it instead of just watching the ball drain 3 times in a row. That's not really that exciting. So I don't do that because I'm embarrassed by my skill. If I was embarrassed by my skill, I wouldn't have a YouTube channel.
Keep on shooting.
Here we go. Gotta protect our homeland here. Get him. Yeah, I love it when it comes back around the loop and takes a few out. Get him too. Oh no, this can go around. Oh, I got it. Good. Yeah, I was a little worried about that one. Alright. We completed Impair the Enemy. And then we lost the ball. That is in a nutshell how pinball feels to me. Hey, I did the cool thing. Oh, I lost my ball. That'll do, donkey. That'll do.
For the kingdom.
Sorry about the accent.
Maybe next time.
I'm sure I could do it slightly better if I was really trying. But probably not good enough. Alright. Super check. I know this looks simple, it's not simple, but it's also really fun. I don't know why hitting those little pop-up targets are that fun, but they are. Like, I just did it, and I'm like excited because I get to do it again. I may have something wrong with my personality. Something's wrong, remember. Alright, Castle Siege completed. Wow, we're doing it again. Well, did I just talk about how much I love doing this? I don't know, it's fun. Oh, I missed it. Every once in a while, that little animation of that shot going over that field will make me lose sight of the ball for a second, and I mess it up every time.
Ready, sire.
And not feeling it, not feeling it. Now I feel it.
For the king.
I have way too much fun with that one donkey.
Free me now.
Free me, Gareth.
Alright. See if we can get some stuff going here again. That was a big loop. Come on. Come on. Sky Falls, working on spelling out Sky Falls. Looking good. Till I did that. Oh, ball save. Thank you, Donkey. See how helpful the Donkey can be? And that was a ball lock. And our favorite thing again. There's just so many interesting mechanics on these tables as a whole. And as we keep going through them, you'll see some variations on some similar ones. Like we've already seen the Underworld and Son of Zeus and that little playfield at the top. But they feel different. You're doing the same kind of thing, but they feel different. And they've changed them both to be, you know, thematically correct for the table. So it's pretty neat. Alright, I have a feeling that I'm not going to do as well as I did on the first game. Nope, I
Did you
did
forget
not,
about me?
Anyway, that gave you a few more minutes of CastleStorm. Obviously the first game was better than that. Only 7 million that time. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll continue to do more Pinball FX3 tables very soon. And I hope you enjoyed it, and you'll come back to visit me again. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.